Hello one and all, and welcome along to the Agent Circle. I'm Mac. So what is the Agent Circle and what can you come to expect from this channel? Well, for starters, the Agent Circle is an inside look inside the world of football from an agent's perspective. And also I really started this to give an agent's perspective of things as a whole, because I feel like us agents tend to get a bad rep from fans and the media alike. So I wanted to give our perspective of things. What can you come to expect from this channel then? Informative content, engaging content, and insightful content, hopefully. As time goes on, of course, the production value will increase. I'll try to get on a wide variety of guests from the world of football, top quality guests, hopefully from managers, players, people who work in other parts of football, so data analysts, scouts, people who work in player care, and fellow agents even. So welcome aboard. Today we will be talking about the Mason Mount transfer saga, a development being that he's brought in Fewings, previously of Wasserman, of Roof as well, and also we will be talking about the process of becoming an agent. I'll give you my story, some advice if you wanted to become an agent, and talk about the new regulations as well. So let's get on with it. So you want to become an agent. What's the process? How do you go about that? Well, for starters, previously, early in the 90s, you had to get an exam. You had to take an exam and then pay your license fee, and bang, you were an agent. From 2015, that changed until recently. You just went and got your license fee. That's how you paid your license fee, and you became an agent. That's how I became an agent. But now, with the new regulations being that there's mandatory license examinations, also along with those other regulations are such as prohibition of multiple representation to avoid conflict of interest, and a cap on commissions. So yeah, in terms of now, so I went and just done it on impulse, went and got paid my license fee and got my license. I wouldn't advise that really. One thing looking back that I would probably do different, definitely, is to try and build my network. Your network really is your net worth at the end of the day as an agent. So LinkedIn is really great for that. Try to connect with other people who work in football. You find players on there, scouts, data analysts, other fellow agents, of course, and so much more really. So it's a very useful tool there. I'd advise entrenching yourself in the world of football, in LinkedIn especially. So yeah, just really try to get into that world, educate yourself as much as possible, and establish the level of clients you want, what kind of clients you want, in terms of what matters to you really, other than just the client's talent. Is it the character is also something that's very important, because you're going to be having a day-to-day relationship with these people, working with your clients on hopefully for a long time. So of course the character has to match, and personalities between you and the client as well. And so are you going to, when you become an agent, you have to decide, are you going to be working with minors, so players aged 14 to 16 and so forth, players who are just not adults just yet, or are you going to be working with adult players? Are you going to be working with established players? Are you going to be working with younger players who are on the verge of breaking into the first team? So many things that you have to consider. How are you going to pitch to the players? What kind of services are you going to offer? How are you going to stand out from other agents? So there's so many factors that you have to consider. So I would advise you to really take your time on this. The license, getting your license, that's a straightforward thing. Well, not now, of course. You have to prepare for the exam as well, but in terms of, I think that's something that you should leave last. So you really shouldn't worry about getting your license. If you prep well for the exam and establish yourself, what your criteria as an agent is, all those other things I mentioned in terms of the establishing what kind of client you want, what kind of agent you are, what your services are you going to offer, so and building your network, of course. Those things you have to first get in order, and then everything else will take care of itself really. So Mason Mount, contract situation at Chelsea taking a new turn. He's brought in Fewings of Roof, and So in terms of that situation, of course, it looks, people have thought that to be a clear sign that he wants to leave, and I wouldn't be, and that's right in a sense, because as you know, the situation, he doesn't want to sign it. He's hesitant on signing an 8-year deal, but some fans are saying that, he's not loyal and he should be, some fans are saying he's not loyal, and as a result, because he's hesitant on signing an 8-year deal. But I don't really agree with that thinking, because at the end of the day, 8-year deal is well out of the norm. It's not really standard at all, and it's not really conducive deal that works for the player. Because think about it, you're Mason Mount, you're 24 years old, you sign an 8-year deal, that takes you to your 30s, and most of a player's prime is in his late 20s and that, and he's going to probably outplay that contract in year 3 or year 4, and he has no room to maneuver. So it's not any logical person advising him would tell him not to sign that deal, 8-year deal, really. So I understand that, and fans also seem to think that loyalty goes one way. That Mount should be fans and clubs think the players should just be loyal and expect nothing in return. And because the thing is, these situations, it's a two-way. Loyalty, of course, is a two-way thing, but also these situations are not as black and white as fans seem to think. There's a lot of grey in there. So yeah, in terms of Mount, he has to consider, because you sign an 8-year deal, think about it, this situation, you have to consider, he has to consider his sporting aspirations going forward, and he has to consider his family and, his family and just his career in general. This is livelihood, so this is not something that he can just take lightly and say, all right, I'm going to sign a new contract because that makes me a proper Chelsea fan, just like that, without thinking about any of these factors, at hand. So it's a key decision for him, and I understand why he's taking his time, really. But so we'll see how this really plays out. At the end of the day, in terms of your Mount, people seem to be dismissing the fact that he's a quality player, as you can see from the interest from the likes of Liverpool, Manchester United, Manchester City. If I was advising him, I'd probably say Liverpool's the best fit of those clubs, his style of play, the manager, and everything else. And they're the ones who are quite heavily linked with him out of the 3 clubs there that I mentioned. So yeah, we'll see how this one plays out. Thank you very much for watching. That's all for today. Until next time, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. So in terms of this channel, really is more for me about quality rather than quantity. I won't be uploading 3 or 4 videos a week. So yeah, I'll maybe be uploading once a week or once every 2 weeks. I'll try to get on a wide variety of guests. Of course, as we go on, I'll definitely try to improve the production value of the videos. So yeah, thank you very much for watching the intro video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, goodbye.